Hi guys, and welcome to this quick video on the full Focus. It's a 2-litre Ghia 2007. We're doing front discs and front pads, as they were an advisory on an MOT quite recently, and as you will get to see through the video, God knows what the MOT station are on. It's a staggering almost 40 degrees here in Southend today. It's been a hot one. Let's take a little look at the parts we're using. QH Quinton Hazel brake discs, and we're using the Allied Nippon front pads. So let's get started. I'm going to strip down the first side, which will be the driver's side front, crack on with that, and then I will show you the passenger side front replacement in greater detail. Just because it's so hot, I know my camera will crack up in this sun because it just gets too hot. Wheel removal, 18mm. Locking wheel nut. Now these have been put down as an advisory on the MOT. You got to wonder, because there's nothing on the back lip wise. There's a tiny little lip there. That's not an MOT failure. And the pads have got loads of meat on them, but we'll change them anyway. Two bolts that are holding the caliper on is that one there on the inside. There you go. That's your two bolts. We'll loosen those off. Right, so I've loosened those off, but I'm not going to remove them just yet because I want to take a few bits off the caliper first. Now in this instant we're replacing the pads and the discs, so this doesn't make any difference to anything. I'm going to put a screwdriver in between the pad and the disc and then tap that in like that, and that will allow me just to push the pad back a little bit, enough. Remove the bolts, and then you'll clean off your disc. If you didn't do that, you'll be trying to get that pad over that lip and it will be an absolute nightmare. Using the bungee strap, I have literally just wrapped it around the caliper to keep the load off the brake pipe, because you don't want to stretch that or bend it too much. Hook it up out the way, and now that'll give you freedom to remove your disc. Nice and easy removal for the disc. Once the caliper's out the way, wiggle it off. Simple as that. Now we're just going to give this a clean up. And after a clean up, I'm just going to put a little bit of spray grease around the outside of there. Just to help with the corrosion. So that's about it for preparation on that side. That's ready for the disc to go back. Now we're going to do some work on the caliper. So I'm going to release the caliper from up there, remembering to not allow the brake pipe to come under any stress. Don't twist it around too much, and be wary that behind is your ABS sensor. So we'll pop this spring out here, like so. And to remove your pads, you should just be able to push this one out, like so. In here, just push it from behind. It should have a spring in it that pops out like that. Looking at these pads, I'm going to say that I fitted these because they've got my Porsche heat resistant grease in there. So the next job is going to be to take this slide rail out like that, and then give these a bit of emery cloth, a clean up, and a bit of grease inside, just to help that slide in motion so you don't get any sticky brakes. So I've cleaned those up with a bit of emery cloth, got them up nice and bright. I'm going to put a little bit of grease on them and then slide them back into the caliper. There you go, a little bit of grease on each slider, and then that's in there like that. Then I'm just going to give it a little dusting of silver to brighten it up a little bit. So before I reassemble, just really giving it a little bit of a brighten up with some aluminium paint. We'll let that go off for a bit and then do the underneath and then fit the pads. You join me on the other side. I got sidetracked putting the other side back together and forgot to video it. Just undoing the 2 bolts that hold the caliper in. I'm going to put my screwdriver in here. And then just lever back gently on the pad, which will then allow me to easily remove the caliper, and then we'll slide off the old disc. Like so. Lift out the pads and just pop this one out. As I said, the pads aren't that bad. Don't know what the MOT station was on about really. I'm going to slide this rail out, give these a clean up, and then we'll put them back. Just wire brush everything up, make sure that the slides are all clear. A bit of grease on there. And pop those back. Nope. So I've just hung the caliper up out the way. A little drop of spray grease. Now these discs are quite good in that they already have an anti-corrosion coating on them. So they don't come greased up like a lot of the spare steel ones do. But we will still give them a once over. So the inside one, put a little bit of high temperature grease on the springs just to help it line up. And then we pop those in. So you're looking to get those in underneath each side, and then simply just push the pad in squarely and it will snap in on those springs. And then with this one, I'm just going to put a little bit of grease on those shoulders there and on the inside of the caliper there. It just helps to stop any squealing. And that goes in there like that. And then replacement of the caliper. Slide over your disc. Take one of your bolts, put it in from behind, and then put the other one in. Tighten those up a little bit for now, making sure that the disc stays centered. Just going to nip up those 2 bolts round the back. And then check them with a wrench, just to make sure, because I never trust a rattler. They're tight. Okay, refitting of the spring. This piece sits on that face there. That goes in like that. And then down the bottom it's the same. So that needs to sit on that face there. And then spring retainer back in place. Nip these up. Just a little bit on the rattler and the rest on the bar. So that's about it. Job done. Full Focus, 2 litre, 2007, front discs and pads. Game over. It's too hot. Take care. See you on the next one. Bye for now.